Well, I started using Twitter when I found out a bunch of scientists that I really like, especially entomologists, have started using this as a tool to broadcast their research and communicate with others. So I figure as a budding young entomologist, why not join their ranks? Right? So, and I find it to be extremely useful. Well, sometimes procrastinating, but most other times, if you can attend a conference, you can technically be there in spirit, right, by following the tweets from the hashtags, or now that I'm here at a conference, you can show off by seeing all the talks that you've been to and make all your other entomological friends jealous.
Hi, I'm Ted McRae. I don't consider myself a power Twitter user, but I get it. There's the three big social online media. There's blogging, there's Facebook, there's Twitter. Those are the ones that I use. I know there's others out there, but I see them as having different niches. And for me personally, I spend most of my time on my blog, Beetles in the Bush. And mostly what I use Twitter for during normal times is just providing link backs to my blog whenever I have new content posted there. But I really see a big use for Twitter at conferences like these, where you can do live tweeting, not only for other people on Twitter at the conference, but for people outside of the conference that weren't able to make it. You get a lot of tweets from people saying they really appreciate the updates, that they weren't able to make it there. But I personally find it enriching for my experience here as well. I'm going to certain talks and I'm tweeting about them, and it might seem like I'm distracted from the talk itself, but I actually kind of remember all those key points that I tweeted about. Just the simple act of putting them on a keyboard really kind of emphasizes that was the take-home message from that talk. And and I'm following other tweets that are going on at the same time from other talks that, there's a lot of talks going on at the same time that you'd like to see. You just can't make them all. And I'm getting those same take-home messages from the other talks that I would like to see. So this is the first time, well, last year I did some live tweeting. It was really kind of when I first kind of figured it out. This year I've been doing a lot. I've been following it. I've been on Twitter most of the time that I've been here. And it's been it's really enriched my experience at this conference. It's been a lot of fun too. I mean, the other thing also is that, it's a community of people. It's a social community, just like, in real person. Only here you get a chance to actually meet some of the faces behind the names, the Twitter handles. I would have never met a lot of the people that I've met this time had it not been for being engaged in the Twitter community. I've got to meet with them and talk to them in person, and that really kind of reinforces the connection, and which leads to a more enriching experience on Twitter as well.
Hi, I'm Chris Buttle. I'm a professor at McGill University in Montreal. The question is, how is Twitter useful to me? And I think the broader question is how it's useful to our science of entomology. Twitter is just about connections and networking, and it's a really quick and easy tool to connect people who otherwise wouldn't see each other on a regular basis. I open my Twitter before I open email now because I know that there's interesting people on Twitter, and I learn something every single day. I think one of the other key pieces is you get into areas that you wouldn't normally get into through Twitter, because you get to learn sort of at the fringes of your own discipline a little bit more. And by doing that, you actually become, I think, a stronger scientist, because you start to draw connections between different areas. Simply because you read more broadly when you have connections to different stories through Twitter. And you can make the argument that, well, you don't need Twitter to do that. You can do that by going to different websites, or you can do that from just emailing people. But those are all slow. The thing about Twitter is it's fast and effective and an easy tool to access information. It's the best information filter out there.